All right, we are live.
The February 18th, 2022 Oregon State Lottery Commission meeting is now in session. It is noted for the record that commissioners are attending this meeting via web meeting. Chair Sathoff is excused and a quorum of commissioners is present for today's meeting. Today's meeting is being live streamed on the internet and a link is posted on the Oregon Lottery website. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Patel,
Here.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Here.
Commissioner Wilcox,
Here.
Will the clerk please inform the commission of who else is in the meeting?
yes, we have Director Barry Pack, Janelle Simmons, Kathy Ortega, Kathy Stromberg, Kris Skaro, Matt Shelby, Mike Wells, and Nate Carter.
Thank you. Members of the public had the opportunity to provide written public comment to the commission for this meeting. Can the clerk please confirm that no public comment was received?
That is correct. We did not receive any public comment this month.
Thank you. Now time for commissioner communications. Do we have any commissioner communications? Thank you. Now Director Pack will give his report.
Thank you, Commissioner Patel. Good morning, everyone. I have a shorter report this month for a shorter month, and it seems it's only been a couple of weeks anyway since our last commission meeting. So a few things for you this morning. This annual state employees food drive started February 1st and runs through the end of the month. And as I mentioned to staff when we kicked off this year's food drive, food has the power to heal us, to connect us, and to make us stronger. Lottery staff has shown they are willing to help those in need, as they have with the state-sponsored charity events that have preceded the food drive. I look forward to the creative ways staff will find to support the drive this year, and we'll let you know the results in my report next month. Following up on last month's presentation, we are finalizing Lottery's tribal consultation policy and preparing to close the loop with tribal leaders, sharing our policy and highlighting specific areas where tribal consultation led to adds or edits. While the policy is a living document subject to improvement in the future, we feel we have a great framework for engagement. I look forward to continuing to build upon the good work of the past year to strengthen communication and foster trust with Oregon's 9 federally recognized tribes. We continue to monitor the legislative session for bills that may impact lottery. The bill with the highest potential impact for lottery is likely Senate Bill 1503. It allows lottery to take wagers on NCAA events. While there is no current prohibition on college sports wagering, the bill is an opportunity for the legislature to go on record with their policy direction. Amendments to the base bill would prohibit bets on individual player stats and dedicate all revenues generated from college sports betting to need-based college scholarships for Oregon students. We'll continue to monitor the session and bring you updates as we have them. This month, we hit a major milestone in sales, $1 billion in revenue across all games. At week 33 of the business year, this is the earliest in our fiscal year that we've hit the $1 billion mark. Video lottery continues its strong performance across Oregon, coming in at 1% over current forecast for the past 4 weeks. Across fiscal year 22, video lottery has generated $777 million in revenue. Scratch-Its just passed $100 million in sales for fiscal year 22. Over the past 4 weeks, Scratch-Its sales have been a robust 7% over current forecast. Powerball, Mega Millions, and Oregon's game Mega Bucks have over $75 million in sales during fiscal year 22, and combined are 2% over forecast for the past month. Recent performance was bolstered by an $8.9 million Mega Bucks jackpot in late January. Keno has nearly $70 million in sales this fiscal year, and the game is 1% over forecast during the past 4 weeks. Since the transition from Scoreboard to DraftKings in mid-January, nearly 40,000 customers have placed wagers. Super Bowl Sunday saw a record engagement for football sports betting in Oregon, with over 250,000 wagers on the game, a 66% increase over last year's Super Bowl. Some of the most popular prop bets this year included coin toss winner, MVP winner, jersey number of the first touchdown scorer, and of course, the color of the Gatorade dumped on the winning coach. Blue, just like last year. We've had a number of winners claim their prize since our last meeting, but they have been pretty shy and not wanting to share stories with us. We are still waiting to hear from the 8.9 million megabucks jackpot winner. In the meantime, big winners this month include Prayun P. of Florence, who won $100,000 playing the crossword explosion Scratch It. Margaret W. of Depot Bay won $50,000 with the Caribbean crossword Scratch It. Robert M. of Portland won $50,002 playing Win for Life. Richard M. of Gresham won $106,140.10 playing Keno. And Matthew V. of Staten won $99,367.90, also playing Keno. And Mr. Chair, that concludes my report for the month. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
I don't have a question, but I just want to congratulate everybody on this milestone of sales, 1 billion. That's just fabulous and amazing.
Thank you, Commissioner Wilcox. I'm sure our beneficiaries will appreciate it.
Thank you. The minutes of the previous commission meeting have been circulated to the commission. If there are no changes to the minutes, is there a motion to approve?
I move that the minutes of the Oregon State Lottery Commission meeting held on January 28th, 2022 be approved as final as presented today.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Patel,
Aye.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Aye.
Commissioner Wilcox,
Aye.
For the record, the motion has passed. Next, we'll go over, have Kathy Ortega go over the financial report.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. Director Pack, for the record, my name is Kathy Ortega, Chief Financial Officer for the Oregon Lottery, and we're going to go over the financial report for the month of January. Looking at the operating statement for the month, we have net revenue of $110.7 million on a budget of $113.2, a little bit under budget for the month. On the tickets line, we're going to watch this, but I believe that we may have some challenges being on budget with this because of inflationary pressures on shipping costs. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Public information is a timing difference. Salaries, wages, and benefits are they're over budget because we've started to accrue for a PERS entry for this fiscal year. What we're shooting for is to come in with a reserve of about 16 million by the end of the year, in the hopes that that's all of the entry that will get passed down for this year, but we have not put that in the budget. We have net profit of 71.7 on a budget of 72.3, a little under budget this year, just for the month. Looking at the year-to-date statement, we have 827.9 million on a budget of 822.6, $5.3 million favorable. As I said, we're going to watch that ticket line. I believe public information will turn itself around by the end of the year, and salaries, benefits, and wages. We do have a positive year-to-date variance, but that will most likely disappear by the end of the year as we continue to accrue towards that $16 million goal. We have net profit of 547.6 on a budget of 520.6, almost 27 million favorable to budget. Turning to the next schedule of services and supplies, the one negative variance that we have on a year-to-date basis in fleet expenses is attributable to the upward pressure on gas prices that, we're experiencing and the entire country is experiencing up to this point. I also have the balance sheet there for you today to take a look at. And with that, I'd be happy to entertain any questions.
We'll be making, you mentioned the PERS, accruing for the PERS adjustment, and how that's going to impact our budget variance. Will we be making a mid-year? I guess we won't be making, sorry. Yeah.
We passed the mid-year point. When we're doing adjustments on a quarterly basis, Commissioner, I put something in there on the next adjustment period so that it doesn't look so unusual. But at this point, it's an accrual to, against what we are hoping is the entry for the end of the year. It's not actually an operating spending variance.
Okay. Any other questions? Is there a motion to approve the monthly financial statements?
I move that the Oregon State Lottery financial statements for month ended January 31st, 2022 be approved for the record as presented today.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Patel,
Aye.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Aye.
Commissioner Wilcox,
Aye.
For the record, the motion is passed.
Thank you.
Next, we'll have Kris Skaro to discuss rulemaking.
Thank you, Commissioner Patel, Commissioners, Director Pack. Good morning. For the record, my name is Kris Skaro, Rules and Policy Analyst for the Lottery. I have two quick rulemaking items for you today. First, as I reported back in December, the lottery recommended amending its administrative rule to allow tribally owned business entities to be eligible for our alternative disclosure process. Without this option, the problem we ran into is when the tribe is the owner of a business, the scope of required disclosure for individual tribal members is unclear, especially for members of the governing body. And this uncertainty was a barrier for us. We did have pending applications from tribally owned businesses. With the option, lottery can require a more focused disclosure, such as limiting disclosure to those involved with the business. After requesting consultation on this issue with each of Oregon's federally recognized tribes back in October, we moved forward with a temporary rule change in December to allow pending applications to move forward while we completed the full rulemaking process. We have now completed that process. Specifically for the record, we filed notice in December, notified interested parties, legislators, and media as required by law. We provided 6 weeks for the public to comment, and we held a public rulemaking hearing in January. All that being said, we did not receive any comment during the public rulemaking process for you to consider today. We did receive some feedback in response to our outreach to tribes to clarify the language around subsidiaries, which we took that recommendation, and that is reflected in the final rule text in your meeting materials today. Director Pack has reviewed the rule and recommends the commission amend the rule as presented in your meeting materials to be effective on March 1st. Happy to talk about this more. Otherwise, you should have a motion in your materials.
Any questions? Is there a motion to repeal and amend the proposed rulemaking?
I move that OAR 177-040-0001T be repealed and OAR 177-040-0001 be amended as presented in the meeting materials today to be effective March 1st, 2022.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Patel,
Aye.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Aye.
Commissioner Wilcox,
Aye.
For the record, the motion is passed.
Thank you. One quick other rulemaking item. Just a heads up that we're proposing some changes to our Powerball rules to align with muscle regulations. So as you know, Muscle, the Multi-State Lottery Association, is the association of lotteries that oversees the multi-jurisdictional draw games, Powerball, and Mega Millions. And we are a member of Muscle, and so our rules need to generally align. And so we're proposing some technical and housekeeping changes that should not affect the game. Specifically, 2 provisions related to grand prizes. The first is to clarify the effective date of changes to the minimum prize amount approved by the Powerball product group. The second change addresses how prizes are paid when the normal prize accounts are insufficient to pay a guaranteed grand prize. So Muscle tells us this is an unlikely scenario, but in the event we would need to make an additional payment to ensure the prize can be paid. This is a long-standing Muscle policy and practice, and in fact, our finance folks seem familiar with this possibility. So just adding to the rules for transparency. I plan to continue to review the latest Muscle changes and make sure we're in alignment, and I will start the normal rulemaking process and plan to report back to you in April. In the meantime, more information in the meeting materials for those who are interested. Otherwise, that is all I have for you this month on rulemaking.
Thank you.
Thank
Is
you.
there any other business?
Mr. Chair, I think this is a record meeting.
All right. This concludes today's meeting of the Oregon State Lottery Commission. The next meeting is scheduled on Friday, March 25th. Thank you all for attending today's meeting. This meeting is adjourned.
Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everybody.
You too.
Thank you.